All right. I'm about 9 years old and I'm approaching my mom with a piece of paper in my hand. And I knew what was on that piece of paper, and I was feeling so proud to show it to her. You see, this was like around third grade, and up until now, school is just school and it's a lot of fun. But now we got this piece of paper at the end of the semester. The piece of paper was my report card, and I knew it had all A's on it. So I hand it to my mom. She opens it up. She looks at it. Why not A plus? Okay. I wanted to yell and scream about all the things that were going on, how I balanced everything and how I made it happen. But I stayed silent and I realized I wasn't good enough. And while I understand her intention to push me for more, what would have been nice is like, this is amazing. I'm proud of you. And I'd love to see an A plus and help me get motivated to step into that versus showing me that what I did in that moment wasn't good enough. Is anyone in here an overachiever? Yeah. People pleaser? You're going to resonate a lot with my story. So I grew up in an environment where I had a lot of very loving parents, very strict and traditional Indian parents who wanted me to achieve a lot. And in that moment of bringing home all A's and it not being good enough for the A plus, it created something inside me. And then I went back to school and I realized that teachers were acting the same way. And because the teachers and my parents were encouraging this not good enough, the rest of us started doing it to each other. And we were all kids just kind of influencing each other to play this game that we were playing at home. And before we knew it, everything in my life was, well, you've got to go for more. You're not at your full potential. And so I became an overachiever. I became a people pleaser. And this took me very far in life. I graduated high school a year early. I got a full ride scholarship to university where I got paid to go to school, got a little refund check every semester. I then went on to work in a Fortune 500 company at a management role, managing people 2-3 times my age at 22. I then left that to go to get an MBA from a top business school program and got a secondary master's while I was there. Why not? More letters after my name. And I went and go work for one of the top 4 management consulting firms in the world. And being in the same room as CEOs of Citibank, Unilever, Kraft, some of the biggest organizations on the planet, as an advisor at 24. I even became one of the top 5% of earners in the US, 25 and up, at the age of 24. This was the level of achievement that I was in. And I was feeling proud and people were giving me the accolades. You're getting the A plus, you're doing it. But inside, I knew that life was very mediocre because I wasn't connected to it. I did consulting for 4 years until I realized I'm in a rat race. I'm working 80, 90 hours a week. This is not working. I left that behind and I went and became an entrepreneur. Who's an entrepreneur in here? Yes, right? Living the life in Bali. Who's still working 12, 14 hours a day on their business, right? We don't escape the rat race. It's not about a 9 to 5. It's not about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship took me to writing 8 books, speaking on stages all over the world, Harvard Business School, London School of Economics, TEDx. Right? I've been paid millions of dollars in speaking fees to speak, and I'm a coach who helps people understand their essence, articulate that into the world, and become a coach or a speaker on that topic. But even then, living here in Bali for the last 7 years, it's been an experience where there's still that rat race, right? There's still this rat race. And what I realized as I've become a dad, any parents in the room? Yes, right? What a game changer. By becoming a parent, what I realized is that when I left consulting, I was like, the best times of my life are not going to happen in a cubicle. I want the freedom. And so I left that to create the freedom, moved to Bali, became a coach, became an entrepreneur, became successful. But then the same thing happened because even though I was making multiple 6 figures a year for 12 years, I didn't become a 7-figure coach, right? And everyone around me, all the other coaches, just like my parents and the teachers, were talking about the next level. And even though I'd earned millions of dollars in my career, I didn't do it in 1 calendar year, so I never felt good enough. And what did I want to do when I had any spare time? Go and work on my business. Go and put in more time. Go and get to that next level because I kept getting the A and I thought it wasn't good enough. And what I'm here to share with you is this very simple notion that the only way you escape that rat race is when you do that inner work. And you don't build a business that you want to scale and keep scaling. You got to catch that trap and instead build a business that lets you scale your life. When you're able to create a business that gives you the financial freedom you need, but create a life that lets you do everything, that's when you reclaim that moment of going with that A on your report card, holding it up and say, yeah, moms, but I'm so proud of it. Thank you.
Sa may pagkakay sa mga diha. Pwede ba?